Hi friends of YouTube, today I will talk about the first chapter of the Bible called Genesis. I will explain things that I've noticed in the chapter because there are many things that are important and I think that it's necessary to explain them. And I hope you understand my English even though my English is not so good. You can notice it when I say English. I am saying a pronunciation most like Spanish. And well, let's begin. In the first book of Moses called Genesis. Genesis. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. In the beginning, that means that Yahweh created the time. Yahweh created the time, then he created the heaven. That means that he created the space and the earth. The earth, the matter. You can notice that Yahweh first, first created the time. Afterwards, he created the space, and then he created the earth. I think that that is understandable because it is as simple. It is that simple. And the earth was without form and void. The earth was without form and void because Yahweh didn't form it yet. Yahweh only created the matter, and the matter was like uh, a mass of matter that doesn't have form and was void because didn't the earth in that time didn't have living things and human beings, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The darkness was upon the face of the deep. That means that Yahweh contracted himself, retracted himself, and how Yahweh is light, then the space where Yahweh retracted, the space that he created, was in darkness, because Yahweh is light. And then, and that was that deep without 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 light. And the spirit of the Elohim moved upon the face of the waters. You can notice that I say Elohim instead of God, because God means fortune in Hebrew. And fortune, the fortune, richness, are things that are of Satan. Those things are Satan's, or however. And Elohim said, "Let there be light." Elohim said, "Let there be light." If we take this literally, we can say that Yahweh is creating, letting the light enter to this dimension, because Yahweh is light. Then He is giving a part of His life, of His light, to this dimension. And there was light. There was light. Yahweh created light, and He saw that it was good. And Elohim saw that it was good. The light is good. He didn't say that the darkness was good, because the darkness is an illusion, and the illusions are not so good. Only are illusions that disappear, and that is not good. And Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. Even though Yahweh didn't create the sun, the moon, the stars in that time, and even though he didn't create the firmament in this time, he he gave the order to the day and the night and the binary, or how can I say that, the because this world is ruled by two. By two. What does it mean? That means that in this world, in this dimension, there are two parts of one. The day and the night are one day of 24 hours. The woman the woman and the man are the two parts of the human. The and that is so in all the species and all the things that you can see in this dimension, the basis of the nature of this dimension. Because in the dimension of the angels, the heaven, because Yahweh created the heaven to the angels, the angels were not with him in the space where Yahweh is, because Yahweh is all the space, and he created the space for the angels, and the angels were created to be in that space that is higher than this dimension. And in that dimension, the angels has only one gender, that is the one gender, or the two genders in one body, because the angels are men, or are male and female at the same time. And I would explain that. I think that I didn't forget something. And Elohim said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters." Yahweh said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst." He created the day and the light first. He created the night and the day first, because he was given the order, the rule. Um, in the midst of the waters, in the midst of the water, because there are waters above the firmament. Those waters were like the what is the name for this, the media for the angels to cross to one side of the heaven to another. That was the reason why the people of ancient times represent the angels in ships, because they know that the angels move on the heaven with ships, or above or in a sea. I think you understand. I hope you understand. And let it divide the waters from the waters. And Elohim made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And also a theory that there are about those waters that are above the firmament. I don't know if you know that experiment that is to put two cables or connected to one bulb, and you um, cut the cables and put the cables in water with salt, and the bulb will turn on. And I think that how the water of the seas are salt, half salt. I think that is like experiment that Yahweh made, and if we call it experiment. And Elohim said, "Let there be a firmament." Well, and Elohim made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And Elohim called the firmament heaven because when where well we are in this dimension that is lowest, the lowest dimension, because the matter goes down in the water, in the air. That represents the density of the things. That was the theory that Nikola Tesla said, that the gravity doesn't exist instead the density. Why? Because you can see that um, a feather falls slowly, and a human falls very very fast, and that's why the human is more dense that than than the feather. And Elohim called the firmament heaven, and the evening well. And Elohim said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." Yahweh gathered together unto one place the waters, because that were the birth of the seas and the birth of the continents. And it was so. And Yahweh called the dry land earth. Even though Yahweh called the earth, the matter earth, he is saying that that part of dry land is earth. I don't know if you understand this. I hope you understand, because I'm trying to explain it with care. Uh, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was good, and Elohim said, and Elohim saw that it was good, because Yahweh saw that all the things that he made are good, even the humans. The humans has has that evilness in their hearts, but that is no fault of Yahweh. That is not fault of Yahweh, because that is like a proof or a test for us to overcome to overcome over those desires desires of doing bad things. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. Yahweh, after he created the earth, the space, the space meaning the second heaven, because I don't think that we live in a space with planets and all the things that the science says. I believe in the scriptures, and the scripture says that we live in a flat earth, and with a dome, and above the dome we have the waters, or the seas where the angels move. I hope you understand. I am not laughing because I am laughing only because that was very very funny to me. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. Yahweh saw that all the plants are good. Yahweh made the plants, and Yahweh is good. Then that means that the plants that the people say that are bad only because they caused to the humans some are not bad. It's the people that uses are the people that use the plants in bad way. And what is to use something in bad way? To say that it is bad, and then you are thinking that you are doing something bad, and you will have a punishment for doing bad things if you think that you are doing something bad. But if you know that a plant is only a plant and you can consume it without consequences, you will be free. Because it's a plant. You also have to have in mind the reality of the things, that the plants and all the things that Yahweh made are good. If you are bad, you don't have to blame the plants or the animals or the other people. And Elohim saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the third day. And I am emphasizing in the marijuana, in the opium, or because I've seen that the people say that those plants are bad, and that is not like that. I've seen that is the people are bad. The plants are good. You can use the plants in many ways, in many ways that are good. Also, there are many ways to use them bad, but that is your desire. You decide. And Elohim said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, divide the day from the night. Let there be lights in the firmament, stars, to divide the day from the night. Because the night, even though has the moon, that is a big bulb, a big it has also the stars, because the moon doesn't shine like the sun does. And and that's the reason why the moon would need that that support of the stars, if we want to see it like that. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs. For signs, you can, when you see the stars, you can see the signs that Yahweh show us shows us, and you can know what Yahweh is going to do. And for seasons, and for days and years. There are also a prophecy, or I don't know, a signal in the heaven, that many signals of the heaven that we need to know, reading the scriptures, to know what Yahweh is going to do. And I hope you understand this part, because I don't know if I said it well. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. It was so. Because Yahweh is a king, he says something, and that has to be made. And Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the sun. Or the sun only the sun can rule over the day without without support, because the sun is very bright, very brightening. And the lesser light to rule all to rule the night, the stars, the night, the moon. He made the stars also. Yeah, and we can see the order. He made the moon, the big, the greater light of the night, and he made the stars. Afterwards, he made the moon, because the stars were with the moon in the night, or are in the moon, are with the moon in the night. And Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And Elohim said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And Elohim created great whales, in every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. Yahweh made all the animals, and all the animals are good also, too, because the Yahweh made them. It's the people who thinks that the animals are bad only because they do what they have to do. Only because you see a serpent or a snake eating a frog, or eating I don't know, a lizard. That is not bad. That is its food. That is not bad. And Yahweh made that order to this dimension. He will change the things, or he will change some things in the next dimension that will be eternal. This dimension is not eternal. This dimension is temporary, and that's the reason why Yahweh will destroy this earth. And then the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth the living creatures after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. Yahweh saw that all the things were good, were good, because Yahweh made all the things. And then all the things that happens are good, only that we don't see the good part of the things. We only say the things that affect us, and we need to see the plan. The plan that Yahweh has. That is a plan very complicated, and we need to know that Yahweh is doing the things with patience, and with a plan established. And we have to trust in Yahweh, because Yahweh is the only one who can do all the things at the same time, and he does the things well. A human cannot do that, and we need to know that we cannot trust in the man, because the man who trusts in the man is cursed, or cursed is the man who trusts in the man, and in his soul, in his sound, in his strength, because we need to know that Yahweh gives us strength, and if we don't trust in Yahweh, we will not have strength. And over, uh, I will I will read, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created him. Wait a minute, I think that I lost the point. I didn't read that part. That it was good. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle. I will explain this first. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. If we go to the Hebrew, we will notice that this has sense, that Yahweh is speaking to another Elohim. The word Elohim means mighties, and Yahweh is the first and the last. Then is the first talking with the last, or is Yahweh Father, that is a spirit, talking to his Son, that is the first and the last in one body? And I hope you understand this, because it's simple. Only you have to have an open mind to understand what I'm saying. Then I will explain it like that. Yahweh in spirit, Yahushua, that is the representation of him. Even though Yahushua is Yahweh in spirit, he is not Yahweh like in physically, because Yahushua himself, Yahushua is the true Messiah. Yahushua said that he is Yahweh, but Yahweh is greater than him, because a father, a son cannot be greater than his father. And that's the reason, that was the order that Yahweh gave us. And he gave an order, and he need to establish the order, and he need to show us how the order is. And that's the reason why Yahushua said that, even though Yahweh is Yahweh, even though Yahushua is Yahweh. Understand? I hope you are understanding, because it is very interesting to know this. And over, I will keep reading. And over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him, or he created him. Male and female created he them. Yeah, that was what I said. That Yahweh made this dimension in duality: the male, female, the moon, the sun, the day, the night, the darkness, the light, the the day, the night, the darkness, the light, the, I don't know, the good, the bad, and that would be like that. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. I don't know why the people in these times are saying that the human is like a plague. The human is not a plague. The human is made at the image of Yahweh. Only that there are humans that are bad, and they control us. Even they control over all other humans. And that people that are bad and control us are destroying this earth, and are deceiving us. And how can I know that we are being deceived, when you see that all that the governments send the people to the war, the men's the men to the war, and the people that go to the war died, but the government doesn't touch, doesn't die. The government is in its place safely, and that is unfair, because it is a nation. They represent the nation, and they only are sending people to die in the war without having to fight in a war, because there is no reason to fight in a war in these times. Only that they are annoying to each other, and they are created problems where there are not. And well, I get excited. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed. Yahweh gave us all the things, all the plants. But in this specific moment, Yahweh is giving us only the herbs. After the flood, where Noah was 600 years old, Yahweh gave him the commandment of eat whatever he wants. Like when Peter was in a house of a partner, and he saw what is the name? He saw something with many animals of different species come down from the heaven, and the angel said to him to eat them, and he said, I won't eat that because there are impure animals in that what is the name in that in that thing that Yahweh where Yahweh have the animals that was like a curtain, or what is the name for that? A lining, no, forgot it. But Yahweh giving us all the things in the New Testament. Yahweh is confirming that all the things are to the human in the New Testament. In this moment, Yahweh is giving us for things, but He is doing it with grades. He first gave us the plants, afterwards the pure animals, and afterwards all the animals, because He purified all the things. And Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. In Hebrew, this part is translated like, or this part. Well, this part in English was translated for the Hebrew, because the Bible was written in Hebrew. Then in Hebrew says that this will be for consuming fire, or consume in whatever, in many forms, many ways. And fire, uh, till I know that we cook the food, and when we wanna smoke some plants, we smoke them with with fire, and that is the same. Only that you are eating and you are smoking, it is basically the same. Only that are not the same in the sense of the world, in the sense of the word, in with the which, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the earth, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Yahweh made all the things and the humans in 6 days. Only that he made the seventh day to rest, because we need a rest. We are in a matter body, in a matter made of matter, with flesh, and the flesh get tired, and we need to rest. Obviously, Yahweh know that, because he made it, he made them, he made us. Then Yahweh know that we need to rest in some point, and Yahweh made the day of rest to rest. And thus the heavens and the earth were finished. Uh, well, and moved upon the earth, and Elohim said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth. And that was all. This is the chapter 2, and I will read it only till the seventh day, the end of the seventh day, to explain the first week of the world. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and this is confirming what I said, that all the things were finished in 6 days, and all host of them. And on the seventh day Yahweh ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Even though Yahweh made the seventh day to rest for the people, Yahweh said to us that one day for him is like years, because then um, 7,000 years is a week for Yahweh, and Yahweh will end all the world, all the story in 600 years, and that is the time in what we are in this moment. Sorry, and Yahweh Yahweh will rest in the next millennium. Seventh day for from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day. Yahweh blessed the seventh day, because in the millennium that will be a blessed millennium of peace and love, and all the people will be good, even though. And at the end of that week, at the end of that 1,000 years, yes, will be free from the hell, and he will deceive the people to see what are the people that will go to the eternal flame, to the eternal lake of fire. And the people that wants to be with Yahweh will be in that dimension that is perfect. I hope you understand. And that was all. I I think, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made. And that was the first week of the world. I think, or I hope I will doing more videos like this if you like, or if you don't like I will do it anyway, because I wanted to explain to the people that wants to know. And Yahweh bless you, and many blessings for you that are on the other side of the screen. And Shalom Aleichem. Yahweh will be with you always.